Their attention is on the cross's head is stone where its arms and stem join, a spot that is especially significant because of the findings made by Fred Nolan, the landowner and thorough investigator. In 1981, Fred discovered 5 massive cone-shaped stones on his land set in a perfectly symmetrical cross measuring an impressive 720 by 867 feet. Fred was intrigued by this unusual and suspected that something important was hidden in its center. His curiosity pushed him to look more. Finally locating a 6th stone that resembled a massive human head, the team's research of Nolan's cross promises to reveal not just their likelihood of human involvement in its construction but possibly the presence of buried treasures or major historical artifacts inside its boundaries. While many have long considered that the mysterious stones of Nolan's cross were set to represent a Templar cross, another idea proposes a far more complex and significant design. This theory argues that the stones were purposefully arranged to depict the tree of life, a deep symbol in ancient Hebrew mysticism that represents the 10 spiritual principles or throw involved in God's creation of the universe. Support for this idea grew as small as stones with unusual flat edges were discovered neatly set around the cross, matching the growth. These stones with their rounded backs and flat sides have patterns that closely resemble face features like eyes and lips. Furthermore, the existence of traces indicating where a little navy sword or naval blade may have been put adds to the mystery surrounding their location. The theory that Nolan's cross was intentionally built to resemble their tree of life raises questions about the founder's motives and beliefs. If correct, this idea might indicate that the area has a great spiritual or religious importance, perhaps leading to other findings that give information on the ancient practices or beliefs of individuals who built it. Mike Welling and Mark Fugier examine Nolan's cross and discover fascinating elements that might support either viewpoint. Their knowledge sheds light on the nature of the rock formation, raising fresh questions regarding its origins and function. Rick, Charles and Jack carefully consider the consequences of their discoveries, recognizing their importance of Nolan's crossing their larger context of Oak Island's riddles. As they wait for more developments at the Money Pit, their attention is pulled to this fascinating location where the past and present cross in a complicated puzzle waiting to be solved. The significance of Nolan's cross goes beyond its physical form, acting as a symbol of the island's rich past and continued search for answers, whether it signifies a Templar cross, the tree of life, or something else completely. Its presence on Oak Island continues to fuel interest and mystery. The weathering of Nolan's cross over the years has greatly impacted its appearance, with one team member stating that it looked entirely different 20 years ago, while the other stones in the cross are usually granite and cone-shaped. This one is flatter, suggesting its own past and function. Rick believes that the arrangement of the stone's face, particularly the eye, may suggest that it was intended to face a prominent region. While this is their suspicion, they hope that Mike and Mark, the stonemasons, will be able to give further information about the stones and their importance. Despite the mystery around Nolan's cross, Rick is realistic about its possibilities. He admits that while it's an amazing find, it's unlikely to lead to wealth or other significant discoveries. However, he emphasizes the significance of beginning somewhere in their search for answers and feels that talking with specialists such as Mike and Mark is the best way to go. The team's approach displays their dedication to conducting a thorough and demanding examination of Oak Island's riddles. While they remain hopeful that Nolan's cross will give useful information, they are willing to accept that it may not supply all of the answers they seek. Nonetheless, they are determined to pursue every clue and investigate every path in their search for the truth about Oak Island's mysterious past. Next day, the crew chooses to investigate the bottom of Nolan's cross, picturing it straight as a cone-shaped granite block weighing up to 5 tons. This investigation seeks to drive a better understanding of the stone's original orientation and purpose, providing a new perspective on this fascinating structure. All 5 stones at Nolan's cross are granite and have a similar form. The crew wonders if they've located a stone that's close enough to what they need, requiring just limited modifications, or if it was purposefully moved into its current location. The stonemasons Mark Fur and Mike Welling note that the stone's surface is extremely smooth, unlike any natural granite they had seen before. This irregularity raises issues regarding the stone's origin and history, suggesting the potential of purposeful activity by humans. This rock at the base of Nolan's cross, located in the center of Oak Island on land held by Fred Nolan's family made profide essential clues. Its flawless surface against the rough texture of the surrounding granite suggests that it was purposefully cut and put, adding to the mystery and fascination of the location. Rick Legina discusses the significance of the discovery, stating that their stones of Nolan's cross appear to have been transported a long distance and precisely positioned in their current arrangement. The smoothness of the bottom rock contrasts strongly with the roughness of the remainder of the stone, suggesting a deliberate and possibly purposeful change. The team's discovery offers up fresh paths for investigation and speculate. Could this smooth boulder be an important part of a bigger unknown construction or monument on Oak Island, or does it provide clues to the origin and function of Nolan's cross, shedding light on the island's mysterious history? As they continue to investigate Nolan's cross and its surroundings, the crew is attracted by the secrets of Oak Island. Each find, no matter how little, contributes to the hints and mysteries that have long surrounded the island's famous treasures. Their careful approach and attention to detail demonstrates their commitment to discovering the mysteries of Oak Island in a respectful and systematic manner. While the ultimate aim of locating treasure remains hidden, the voyage itself is packed with excitement, discovery, and the pleasure of learning Oak Island's rich and mysterious history. A few days later, Rick Lena along with the team member and Terry Diver meet to discuss a stone that Terry believes is not well known, with just a few people including himself aware of its existence. Terry describes inviting Rick, Greg Tester and Dave Blankenship to Overton, 144 miles west of Oak Island. A year ago he showed them a collection of sculptures said to be hundreds of years old, including an amazing Christian symbol, a cross with a circle. This discovery raises the idea of a connection between Peggy's Cove and their Oak Island mystery despite their geographical distance. Terry describes how he discovered the ST-1 around 4 years ago while looking for historic walls, found and petroglyphs, which are rock engraving. He was instantly struck by the fact that the stone did not appear to be a natural boulder or rock, but rather there had been carefully worked. This discovery encouraged him to do more research into the stone's significance. In recent years, Rick, Marty and their team have uncovered a number of unusual and potentially significant stone sculptures on and around Oak Island. From New Ross to the Bedford Barrens, they question if these carvings were purposefully made as clue to assist solve the Oak Island mystery. As they inspect the rock, they observe various distinguishing characteristics, including a mouth, nose, and the rock's orientation towards the sea. Terry explains that the stone was modified into its current location as shown by the smaller rocks beneath it. In addition, the rock's shape has been altered to highlight its facial characteristics. The crew notices textural differences across their rock, suggesting that specific portions were purposely cleaned off to improve its look. While some surfaces display natural weathering, others are the result of purposeful design. The discovery of this finely carved rock raises several concerns regarding its origin, function, and the people who cry at it. Could this stone be another piece of the Oak Island puzzle, revealing more about its mysterious past? Terry's discovery adds to their gathering body of evidence, indicating that Oak Island and its surroundings may hold more mysteries than previously believed. The team's passion to solve these puzzles is clear in their thorough analysis of every stone, inscription, and artifact they come across. After much waiting, the steel case and has finally arrived at its destination, perhaps discovering their mystery wood buildings spotted by Rick and Craig Tester 2 years earlier. According to historical documents, their excavation revealed within a foot of the estimated position, indicating that they are on the correct track. Marty Lego emphasizes their necessity of proving they have reached the vault, expressing confidence that they have discovered something big. He is excited to see if this is their vault they've been looking for. A little disagreement occurs between the Lee brothers on the future steps. Marty demands they resume excavating, convinced that the framework has already been penetrated. In contrast, Rick advises carefulness, pushing for an all-stop moment to avoid harming any possibly major historical or archaeological treasures within the structure. Rick's worry points out the delicate balance between excavation and preservation, demonstrating a desire for extensive research while preserving the site's historical and archaeological significance. The team's approach demonstrates their commitment to solving Oak Island's riddles with care and accuracy. Rick and Marty face a critical choice as they consider their alternatives for digging the mystery wooden construction. The decision of whether to dig strongly or carefully create a problem. especially given the high expenditures of the process. With a large crew and expensive equipment in place, the pressure to achieve progress grows regardless of which technique they use. They seek advice from Charles Burroughs. While Burroughs thinks that concrete proof should drive their decision-making, Marty is more inclined to keep digging, viewing this as an opportunity for more investigation. After making a UF that might potentially solve the Oak Island mystery, the Ledger brothers debate the best course of action. Should they use the enormous hammer grasp to raise whatever is within their wooden box, risking harm to its potential contents, or should they go more cautiously, examining the area further to keep any findings intact? Marty expresses doubt regarding their existence of a vault, emphasizing the importance of proceeding gently to prevent spoiling any prospective discoveries. Vanessa, the rock equipment manager, advises them to take a cautious approach and examine the situation before going with additional excavation. Despite their disagreements, Marty recognizes Rick's cautious attitude. Noting their lengthy history of conflicts, he emphasizes the necessity of taking Rick's advice to stop and reconsider their plan, acknowledging the advantages of an organized strategy. Rick's hesitation regarding using brutal force originates from his opinion that something big happened at the location, and he is determined not to compromise any prospective findings. Following considerable consideration, the crew chooses to proceed with their operation, although with increased care and a commitment for preserving whatever findings they may make. Charles Barkhouse and investigative journalist Randall Sullivan discover a probable clue relating the Oak Island mystery to William Kidd's, the infamous 17th century pirate captain. They examine a map and see a listing for Kidd's treasure, which was scribbled in by the map maker. This information suggests that there was once a belief that Captain Kidd's wealth was hidden on Oak Island, emphasizing the island's lengthy history with pirates. During the late 17th century, Captain William Kidd rose to fame as a pirate, robbing trade ships from the Caribbean Sea to the Indian Ocean. In 1699 he was caught and deported to England, where he was convicted and executed for his crimes. This finding adds an intriguing element to the Oak Island mystery, suggesting a probable historical connection between the pirate leader and the wealth sought for generations. The reference of Kidd's treasure on the map means that the rumor of hidden riches on Oak Island has a long history, maybe reaching back to Captain Kidd himself. Charles Burroughs and Randall Sullivan's discovery opens up new lines of research, forcing them to explore more into the historical documents and traditions surrounding Captain Kidd and his probable link to Oak Island. The map's mention of Kidd's treasure increases the possibility that the pirate hid his wealth on their island, adding to the already intriguing Oak Island mystery. Despite Captain William Kidd's powerful appeal for forgiveness, pledging to expose a mystery wealth buried east of Boston in return for his life, he was executed on May 23, 1701. This raises fascinating concerns concerning Kidd's probable involvement in the Oak Island mystery. Could Captain Kidd be the mastermind of the Oak Island mystery? The stories that link the island to pirates and hidden wealth take on fresh meaning in light of Kidd's plea and his reputation as a legendary pirate. In their inquiry, Charles Barkhouse and Randall Sullivan look into their McGinnis file, namely Daniel McGinnis, one of the initial discoverers of their Oak Island money pit. Their inquiry brings them to a book titled Western Shore Gold River Martin Point Communities, which may provide significant information. The connection between Captain Kidd and Oakland adds another element of fascination to the centuries-old mystery. Kidd's offer to sell knowledge on a buried treasure in return for his life suggests that he was engaged in their concealment of riches, most probably on Oak Island, as Barkhouse and Sullivan unearth additional information there. Likelihood of a link between Kidd and Oak Island grows more likely. The hunt for answers leads them further into historic documents and stories, giving light on the possible reality behind tales of pirate wealth and hidden treasure on the island. While researching the book Western Shore Gold River Martins Point Communities, Charles Barkhouse and Randall Sullivan come upon an intriguing story from December 20, 1863. The story tells the dying confession of an old sailor who claimed to have been a member of Captain Kidd's company. According to the confession, the sailor aided Kidd and his supporters in burying more than $2 million in cash beneath the soil on a remote island east of Boston. This astounding discovery suggests that Captain Kidd's riches might be hidden at the bottom of the Oak Island money pit. In 1804, searchers from the Ono Company uncovered a big smooth stone slab at a depth of 90 feet in the money pit. Adding to the story fascination, the stone included unusual engravings that, when Translated, read 40 feet below 2 miles. Leonard buried the markings on the 90 tons stone establish a direct connection to the old sailor's deathbed confession, lending weight to the theory that Kidd's wealth is concealed on Oak Island. This finding reignites the old discussion about the Oak Island mystery and the tale of pirate gold buried on the island, as Barkhouse and Sullivan explored deeper into the historical documents and tales surrounding Captain Kidd and Oak Island. They discover a captivating story that points to a buried treasure of enormous worth. The attraction of discovering Captain Kidd's riches adds another layer to the Oak Island mystery, motivating their drive to discover their truth behind the stories. One of the most difficult aspects of Oak Island, according to a writer and scholar, is its scattered historical record. While there are scattered bits and pieces of material to work with, putting together the island's history is similar to completing a difficult jigsaw. The process involves thoroughly reviewing historical records, maps and reports, as well as researching oral traditions and local tales. Every discovery, no matter how major or apparently insignificant, is like locating a missing piece of the puzzle. These pieces of knowledge are critical in solving the riddles surrounding O, and however the procedure is not without problems, the historical record is sometimes fragmentary or unclear, allowing for speculation and interpretation. Despite these hurdles, academics and historians are motivated by the attraction of learning the truth about Oak Island's mysterious past. Each new revelation gets them closer to unlocking the island's mysteries and unearthing long-lost riches. The process involves not just seeking answers but also conserving and writing down the island's history for future generations. In the beginning, we saw the discovery of a hatch on Oak Island's western side that sparked Trick Marty and the crew's enthusiasm, leading them to ask for permission and expose validation. While visiting Nolan's Cross managed to lower their expectations. The hatch's interesting smooth bottom among sharp granite caused interesting concerns about its origins. Terry DeVore's discovery of a secret stone sculpture added another dimension to the island's mysterious past. Furthermore, Dan Blankenship's 5-decade career on Oak Island has resulted in an extensive collection of historical artifacts and information that continues to improve the search. Are you interested to learn more about Oak Island? So what are you waiting for?